I have two different questions about monetization. So I want to start talking about Amazon. You know, it's a meme in my community because I've been banging my drum about this for years. I believe that Twitch being an Amazon company isn't that well integrated into Amazon when it comes to monetization. For example, I know there's a product called, I believe, Blacksmith that is US only, and that allows creators to reference products and sell products as an affiliate on Amazon from that Twitch stream. But we haven't seen like a deep integration of both products. For example, being able to click on something on the player and see, oh, I like that lamp in the background. Maybe I can click on it on the player and find it on Amazon. Is there a reason why you guys aren't integrating the powerhouse of Amazon and Amazon affiliate deep into Twitch? Is there something missing?
This is one of the things that we've talked about and considered. Doing it well it takes a fair amount of work. You know, as you highlighted, oh, I see that lamp back there and I click on it and I can buy it. Okay. Well, you know, either you need to do a lot of work to tag everything and find the right thing, or we need AI to do a lot of work to recognize objects and then find it in Amazon and make sure that it works, et cetera, et cetera. If this were to be a big source of revenue for creators.
Oh, by the way, this is just an example. I'm just saying, like,
no, I know.
There's like a million things to do with Amazon.
No, but it's a good example. I'm going to use this example, and then I'm going to go to an example of something we did.
Okay.
Okay, that didn't matter. Okay, in fact, we shouldn't have done it, but it was the same type of. But we worked on it for a while, and it was like, yeah, no, we shouldn't have done that. So in this case, in general, when we do the math, because you know, Amazon, you have an affiliate fee, which isn't huge, right, in terms of the percent you get from an affiliate fee. And as we've looked at it, some people do set up affiliate links on their channel because you can already do that, right? That, like on Twitch, you can set up affiliate feeds and you say, buy this. It certainly happens
in the US.
Right, yeah. Right. It's not generating a ton of money for our creators right now.
Okay.
It's not like, it's like some creators use it and get a little bit of money, but in the end, when we looked at it, we weren't convinced that this would be like a meaningful amount of money to our creators in terms of as we would expend the resources. Okay. Now let me use another example where we did do a bunch of work, and in the end, it didn't really matter. The other idea that people always had was this concept of watch parties. Right?
Oh, right.
And all the content,
Prime Video movie or something. Yeah.
And watch with your community, right?
Well, the problem is like, if you have people who don't have a Prime subscription, you kind of split your audience in half. Like, the product itself is kind of awkward to use.
And on top of that, it's both some of your audience doesn't, but the other thing is Twitch, Prime very seldom has global rights for their content.
Yep.
Okay. And so the bigger problem is probably not so much just your audience. It's that if you're picking a show you want to watch in America, okay, all of your viewers outside of America, the odds are Prime doesn't have the rights to that outside of America. Sure. And I'll take my channel. My channel is 60% US and 40% non-US. Okay. And so 40% of my audience gets cut out. And then on top of that, if only half of them have Prime, okay, so now I'm down to 30% of my audience. So it's an example where, you know, now I contend we should have been able to figure out that this wouldn't work. But people said, oh, but, you know, they won't have that problem for the Prime originals. Okay. The stuff that works really well in watch parties is not new release narrative TV shows. It's library content that everyone has seen before. Because the magic of Twitch is, I don't have to show up when you start your stream. I can show up 20 minutes later. But if you're watching the latest episode of The Boys, I don't want to watch that 20 minutes in, right? Because I don't understand what's going on.
It's an awkward use of time, yeah.
Right, but if you're watching old Star Trek, then I'm like, great. Or if you're watching old movies that I watched when I was a kid, well, I don't need to know the narrative arc, right? Because I saw the movie a ton of times. So it works, or you're watching Bob Ross, interestingly, right?
In that case, you're not spoiling yourself anything. It's fine.
Right, there's no narrative arc that you miss. And so watch parties are great for for library content or content where there's no narrative arc, but that's the content they don't have global rights for. So it just doesn't work. And so the meta answer is we're always looking for those opportunities, okay? But many of the ones that on the surface seem like a good idea. In fact, it was more the opposite. Thursday Night Football we still have on Twitch, but there are all these ideas of Thursday Night Football and Twitch, and it was like, yeah, it didn't like pan out like all these. We had co-streaming and we had creators doing it and more people would come. It's just that many of these ideas you think at first blush, oh wow, that'll be great. But then if you really dig, it's like, yeah, it doesn't have a big impact. And so we do those now when we think, yeah, this will really matter to our creators and not just be something that, you know, a few of the creators use or benefit from.
Okay, so it's not a matter of not wanting to integrate. It's more that you haven't found a chemistry that makes it work for creators.
For the right idea. Now, Amazon Ads is responsible. We had a dedicated ad team. They're now part of Amazon Ads. Ads is a good example where scale works better because the customers don't want to go to a bunch of small players. You know, they want to be able to go to Amazon and say, great, you can get me on Twitch, you can get me on this, you can get me on that, super. And so that is benefit advertising in terms of more money for creators.
That makes me think of another thing. Do you know if the ad team is growing in Europe? Because one thing that is specific to Twitch France is that we have the same 10 ads per quarter that always repeat. Did you know if the sales team are ramping up in Europe? Are we going to see more advertisers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is an example of when it's a dedicated Twitch team. Because of the size of Twitch, it's hard to reach all the potential advertisers. Mm-hmm. Now, we've just done this integration. Now, if we have all of the Amazon sellers selling, you can reach a lot more advertisers. So it's a perfect example of where scale actually helps a lot because it leads to diversity in ads.
Yeah.
We're still early in this, so you haven't seen the results yet, but that's a perfect example where the Amazon integration is actually very powerful.